there, future LPT, it's time to exercise your neurons again. Be ready with your paper and pen, because today, we will have a review on professional education subject. We will have a question and answer format, then I will provide an explanation about the topic. Are you ready, future LPT? Okay. Good luck. Question number 1. Which theorist proposed that intelligence is composed of 7 primary mental abilities? A. Howard Gardner, B. Louis Leon Thurston, C. Lawrence Kohlberg, D. Charles Spearman. Time is up. The answer is B. Louis Leon Thurston. Louis Leon Thurston proposed a theory in 1930s that intelligence is composed of several different factors. The 7 primary mental abilities in Thurston's model were verbal comprehension, word fluency, number facility, spatial visualization, associative memory, perceptual speed, and reasoning. Howard Gardner is the proponent of multiple intelligences theory, which states that everyone has all 8 intelligences at varying degrees of proficiency. Charles Spearman is the proponent of the 2-factor intelligence theory, which states that intelligence has 2 components, the general intelligence, and the specific ability. Question number 2. Which teacher action will most likely help develop students' divergent thinking abilities? A. Ask students' opinion about climate change. B. Show photo and ask students to provide a caption. C. Let students write an essay about bullying. D. All of the above. Time is up. The answer is D. All of the above. All of the options presented are examples of divergent thinking. It encourages students to generate multiple ideas to a specific topic. The goal of divergent thinking is to ignite creativity among students, as they create multiple, unique ideas or solutions to a problem. The process of divergent thinking is spontaneous, free-flowing, and allows students to embrace creativity. Question number 3. A high school principal wants to develop a benchmark test to see how well students are progressing toward the academic goals of the school. What type of test would be best for this purpose? A. Diagnostic test. B. Placement test. C. Criterion reference test. D. Norm reference test. Time is up. The answer is C. Criterion reference test. A criterion reference test is a style of test designed to measure student performance against a fixed set of predetermined criteria or standard. In this case, the scores that will be generated from the test will be used to compare against the academic goal of the school. Meanwhile, scores from norm reference tests are used to compare students' progress in relation to others in their peer group. Diagnostic test is a form of assessment that allows a teacher to determine students' individual strengths, weaknesses, knowledge, and skills prior to instruction. Placement test is a test usually given to a student entering an educational institution to determine specific knowledge or proficiency in various subjects for the purpose of assignment to appropriate courses or classes. Question number 4. A science teacher incorporates a problem-solving and inquiry-based approach, where students observe, investigate, and draw inferences from data. Which model of instruction is he using? A. Indirect instruction. B. Direct instruction. C. Experiential learning. D. Interactive learning. Time is up. The answer is A. Indirect instruction. Indirect instruction is a student-centered approach in which teachers act as facilitators while students construct their own knowledge. In this model, the teacher utilizes inquiry and problem-solving method in the learning process where students observe, investigate, and draw inferences from data. This approach encourages higher-order thinking skills among students. On the other hand, direct instruction is a teacher-centered approach, in which students learn from presentations or demonstrations by the teacher. In this model, the teacher acts as a lecturer where he uses straightforward, explicit teaching techniques. This method is usually used to teach a specific skill. Meanwhile, experiential learning is an approach designed to actively engage students to learn by doing. Teachers create opportunities for students to have first-hand experiences, then allow them to reflect the process so they can actively create their own understanding. One example of experiential learning is going to the zoo to learn about animals through observation, instead of reading about them. Interactive learning is an approach to education that focuses on students' engagement through guided social interaction. This type of learning incorporates online and offline components, which enable students to gain a complete educational experience. With interactive learning, students are invited to participate in the conversation through technology, like online reading for instance, or through role-playing group exercises in class. Mrs. Ramos, an English teacher for 10 years, is known for being a sage on the stage. Which teaching methodology will you expect her to do? A. She facilitates students' learning through projects and interaction. B. She delivers instructional content through online and homework. C. She utilizes experiential learning and inquiry-based approach. D. Her method of teaching is pure lectures where students listen and take notes. Time is up. The answer is D. Her method of teaching is pure lectures where students listen and take notes. A sage on the stage is a teaching method sometimes referred to as the teacher-centered model or traditional education. In this method of teaching, the central figure of the classroom is the teacher, in which she delivers her lectures and presentations, while students listen and take notes. Meanwhile, the options A, B, and C describe a teacher who acts as a guide on the side. The guide on the side is a student-centered approach in which the teacher uses her skills to engage students in first-hand learning through projects and experiences. That's all for now. Please check out for the next video for the continuation. Hope you learned something today. Happy learning!